Hi, everybody. Once again, I find myself stunned that it's the beginning of a new month. I can't believe it's October already. I mean, where has the year gone? When I sat down to think about what I might share for this month's video blog, I found myself struggling a little. Life has been feeling pretty vanilla. Not bad vanilla, not dramatic, not particularly exciting, just kind of quiet. I spent Rosh Hashanah in the Twin Cities, which was wonderful. I was so grateful to be with my family in Minneapolis to welcome the new year and then make it back to Chicago for Kol Nidre and Yom Kippur services. It was grounding for me to be able to hold both traditions, which are important to me. Other than that, my calendar has been light. I had dinner with a friend from Wisconsin recently at a lovely French place downtown. Great food, great conversation. But otherwise, most of my time has been at home lately. Now, if you told me years ago that I would spend an entire Saturday and Sunday inside my apartment without climbing the walls, I would have laughed at you. I used to think being home that much would drive me stir crazy. But these past few weeks, it has felt right, restful, even appropriately restorative. I've been binge watching the TV series 911. It's a good distraction while I take a break from my more intense workouts during this period where I'm doing a good bit of physical therapy. I've also enjoyed every chance I've had to watch my Minnesota Vikings. By some miracle, the first 5 games of the 2025 season have all been on national TV, which never happens. I know the run won't last, but for now, being able to wake up on Sunday and start the day with an 8 a.m. kickoff from either Ireland or London has been a real treat the last couple of weeks. And of course, I've been spending time with my manuscript. After my co-author and I decided it is mostly complete, the first thing I did was what I call a joy read. I sat down and simply read the story slowly, one at a time, reliving my own life as if I were paging through a scrapbook. Now I'm back at it in the editing process, which I think of as the difference between brushing and combing. Brushing is gentle, flowing easily through the strands just enough to feel smooth. Combing is where you really get in there, work through knots, teasing apart tangles, sometimes a little painstaking, but deeply satisfying when it's done. Editing is my combing phase, and honestly, I love it. Details matter to me, and there's a joy in polishing something until it shines. Alongside writing, I've added a new self-care routine, weekly sessions at Stretch Lab. After more than 4 decades of living with multiple sclerosis, I've spent a lot of time keeping my body as strong and flexible as possible through yoga, therapy, and all kinds of movement. Stretch Lab has been a fun and supportive addition to that mix. So yes, life looks quiet right now. In fact, the other day I said to a friend, my life feels kind of mundane. They offered me a perspective that really stuck. Maybe it's not mundane. Maybe it's routine. Those words may sound similar, but they carry very different energy. Mundane has a heaviness to it, like it's associated with boring, tedious, and unexciting tasks, such as scrubbing the toilet or taking out the trash. Boring. But routine? Routine is about rhythm. It's about consistency, structure, and predictability. The kind of steadiness that can actually feel very comforting to me. Of course, some routines can feel mundane, and some mundane tasks can become part of a routine. But the real difference comes down to the meaning we attach to them. For me, that meaning always circles back to mindfulness. Over the years, through meditation, yoga, therapy, coaching, and simply the passage of time, I've learned to notice how even the quietest, simplest parts of life can hold value. There was a time when I would have fought against quiet weekends at home, calling them boring. Now I see them as restorative. I've learned to lean into the comfort of routines rather than resist them. To notice that even editing, going line by line, combing through details can be a form of peace. It's taken me a long time to arrive here, but this season of life is teaching me that there's nothing wrong with vanilla. Sometimes the simplest flavors are the most nourishing. There are so many things I can't control in the world right now, more than I even want to list, but I can choose my pace. I can choose where I put my attention. I can choose who I spend my time with and how I spend the hours of my day. That to me is a gift. So maybe my life isn't mundane after all. Maybe it's the exact routine I need right now. One that is steady, mindful, restorative, and quietly joyful. Well, that's my reflection for this month. I wish you a happy October, a fun and spooky Halloween, and days ahead that are filled with more treats than tricks. Ciao, ciao for now.